Today's assignment, and as you can see, we're heading into the last subject soon of property, and this is the last subject of the MBE. I cannot believe it, but we have a contracts quiz thing, an essay, and 2 videos. I hate when they're long, but I normally break it up in like 20 minutes, go on TikTok 20 minutes, and then we are at 164 hours, about to be at like 168 today per. And we are starting at 4 a.m. in the morning, 4:44. Hello everybody and welcome to the vlog. We are still recording on my phone because still can't find my camera charger, but the truth is, have I even looked? But welcome to today's vlog. We are officially on contracts. I just did my 40-minute video first before I logged in. I will say that this contract professor, she's actually the first person to actually make hypos be based on real world and more current day scenarios that were very intertwined with like Gen Z and her culture. Like we got to hear about the sale of goods and she made an example, a wig. We had a lot of examples of Beyonce, Michael Phelps, Taylor Swift. She made it very well rounded for everybody. I remember when I was in high school, they said like the reason a lot of people didn't get good SAT scores is because it would do hypos and examples of things that not every culture or people experience. And I liked her lessons because anybody could relate. Whether you were young, you understood because she threw in Taylor Swift, or she made sure that you understood by making Beyonce, or she made sure you understood and you're the older generation because everybody knows who Michael Phelps is. Or if you're an athlete, she threw in LeBron James. She made it very cultural for contracts and it was very, very good and well-rounded. It's Monday or Tuesday. Caden's about to go to school soon. And yeah, I'm about to do my review of contracts, and then if you know I'm about to go to the library soon because I have an essay today and 25 multiple choice questions and even a property video for later. So let's lock in to do our contracts review right now. And it's 6:03 in the morning. I also just want to say I was talking to my friends who took the bar and they talked about the importance of changing your scenery if you get too stuck. I'm getting like deeper in my program, almost halfway. And I will say the other day I was having like a mental breakdown. I'm like, it's becoming too every day I'm doing the same thing. And they suggested like find coffee shops to study in, go different places, go outside, go for a park. So I just want to tell anyone studying as you start to reach your midpoint to make sure that you change your scenery up maybe, or you start going for more walks if you need to be in the same place. I feel like for me, it's a combination of both. I need to go more outside when I'm like taking my breaks. And then also, I think for me, most importantly, it's the time I start my work. The other day, I've been waking up at like 10 a.m. and starting. That does not work for me. I need to wake up around 4 a.m. When I wake up at 4 a.m. to do videos, literally I can watch 5 50-minute videos. When I wake up at 10 a.m. and have to watch 50-minute videos, I literally struggle. So for me, it's time, but for you, it could be location. And maybe towards the end, I might have to switch it up to different places. We'll see, but this is just a reminder that if you're struggling to get the material, you don't feel like doing it every day, go switch your location, go for more walks, go outside, maybe study one place in the day at a certain place and the next half at a different place, but switch it up. See you guys soon. We're gonna go watch this Barbri contracts review video.
Ooh, it's something about, just something about the way she moved. I can't figure it out, it's something about her.
Failure to give adequate assurance under Article 2. You need to have reasonable grounds for insecurity.
All right, y'all, now we're about to do these 25 questions on contracts, and I'm excited to see what I get. Like, yes, Kaden?
Miss Dana said I can bring toys to school.
No, she didn't. Like I was saying, I have to go to my bathroom because Caden's here. But I am excited to see what I get because, like I said, you might think you know them rules. Go ahead and do the multiple choice. You're going to see if you really know them. But I will say, to be fair, it's because the rules don't always, like, apply the way you would think. The other day, I was doing specific performance questions after a video. And it was like, oh, specific performance is always offered when it's, like, a unique land or customs, things like that. And so when I was doing the questions, it'd be something unique or land or custom things, and I would click it as the answer, and then it'd be like, nope, because there would be another person after who purchased it, something like that. And it would throw me off because I'm like, I thought we said we could, but then the elements for specific performance is also like feasible, can do it, things like that. So you really do need to see how it applies. Let's see what we get. And then I'm excited to kind of be done with contracts, kind of ready to hit property and be done with all of this. That way it can be more review. And I can start doing these essay remembering, which I have started. I'm on con law, and wish me luck.
Period.
A print cartridge company sent a letter to a business office.
What?
Make sure nobody sees you leave. Hood over your head, keep your eyes down. Tell your friends you're out for a run.
Okay, you guys, so I just got 12 out of 25 questions right on contracts. And this is the lowest score I've gotten, but I can also say it's the most that I learned. Like, I was really reading those answer explanations and trying to understand. That's why I really believe the questions I get the most wrong is actually teaching me the most, because I'll literally remember it for the next time and I'll practice because I know I struggle in those areas, and then it'll start becoming my best area. So I'm not mad at it. I actually learned a lot. Like, I was really sitting there remembering, learning, got a low score, but guess what? Learned a lot. And I also haven't been doing a lot of Adaptibar questions for contracts. So once I do, I'll start picking up on like the fact pattern and like the pattern in the fact patterns. I'm a pattern person. You gotta recognize the pattern in these answers because it will always be different facts, but the same pattern. And once you know the pattern, you know the answer. So I have an essay left and then a property thing to do. I'm gonna go to the library to do my essay. It opens in a couple of hours. So I might just take a little break and then go there, write my essay, start property, and I'll be done for the day for that. Then I will lean into remembering my essay rule statements. That's right. I'm proud of this score. But guess what? I really did learn a lot, y'all. Not capping. I'm low-key really proud of the score. Not because I didn't do good, but because I learned a lot from what I did bad. And sometimes I feel like when I get more right, I'm less solid in why I got it right. It's crazy. But when I get a lot of questions wrong, I literally have to take my time in knowing why I got it wrong, and then it commits more to memory. I love the library. Where else do you see like important things that matter? Okay guys, I forgot to start recording, but we are here writing our essay. It is time, so I'm gonna put y'all down. But I'll be in the library with the whole blanket. Yes, comfy. Another woman for a subject. Okay everybody, I just finished my property video for today and I'm feeling motivated. Like for some reason getting through like majority of MBE now has me pumped because I know, I keep saying this, but like I'm ready to get used to the questions, start doing my paper sheet Professor Randall gave me. And as I'm memorizing for my essay, it's like, okay, I'm starting to memorize my essay statements and now I get to get better at multiple choice. That is 80% of your exam besides Florida multiple choice, and I'll be already reviewing for essay statements. So regardless, I can do decent on essays, decent on MBE, and give myself a better, stronger chance before the program even starts by going through MBE, which is a big part of the material, and then learning my rule statements, which I know will be on the exam. It's just a lot to remember. Also, I'm going to go home and make voice recordings for every topic and every element I have for my essay rule statements. That way, whether I'm driving or wherever I go, I can play them and keep drilling the law in my head. Even if I didn't get to a certain portion of my essay statements yet, by just hearing it over and over and over again, it will start to be familiar and I will know the elements by heart, which is the goal. One thing I do want to say is that even though I'm not supposed to give you property advice right now, the lady was literally telling you that it's important to start memorization and to do practice. And that's exactly the core of my studying, is memorizing rule statements and practicing multiple choice. And that is what she told you to do. And she also said that the exam is not about who has talent or who's smart. It's about who shows up, who puts in the hard work, who does the everyday. And I guarantee if you do the everyday, even when you don't feel like it, you are already winning because you're putting your best foot forward. And she was saying this is how you also get rid of that anxiety feeling, and that everyone's gonna have that feeling, but this is how you at least can mask it. And guys, look, it's 11:56 and I'm done with my program. I have the rest of my day to do my rule statements. No, I haven't been doing as much Adaptibar, but that's because I've been doing a lot of questions in my program. And honestly, even learning my rule statements helps me eliminate my wrong answer choices by knowing the correct rule of law verbatim. But I am going to do my Adaptibar questions and go back soon. I'm just prioritizing more right now, doing my program, finishing through MBE, and remembering my rule statements. And then after I finish MBE, it's going to be mainly doing Adaptibar and learning my rule statements, because I already have the Florida portion for my rules. So it'll just be going through my course really and just taking notes. And then even for the Florida multiple choice, I did with the issue before. So I'm really focusing on just making sure I keep up with my program, but mainly Adaptibar questions and memorizing and knowing these rule statements. That's priority, but it takes me longer to memorize the rule statements than to do the questions and learn from my wrong answers. So I really have to put in real time of doing rule statement memorization, which is why I'm prioritizing it right now for doing Adaptibar questions. Hello everybody, I'm getting ready to do my flashcards. The 11th Amendment bars suits against state governments in federal court. A plaintiff cannot name a state government as a defendant in a case even if they are from the same state or a different state, or whether the claim is for an injunction or whether it is for monetary damages. A state government cannot be sued in state court or even if there is a federal law claim. I really will say, like I said earlier, the good thing about doing these flashcards is that one, you kind of figure out what's heavily tested in the subject. Like con law is really like the test and then a lot of speech. Like this is 47 flashcards. After flashcard 20, it's all speech regulations, which tells me that if it's con law essay, it's most likely going to be a speech essay and you have to know the levels of scrutiny and standing. Things like that. So doing your essay statements and getting to know them lets you know what's more heavily tested within a subject. And then it also helps you just commit things to memory. My goal is to start with con law, then do PR, because then that'll be at least 2. Then do contracts for UCC and common law, that'll be 3. And then do family, because they're kind of light. And then start like my torts, my crim, my Florida con law, and property. But I'm like, okay, I'm kind of just like happy to at least be going through con law, even though I'm like, I'm behind, like I don't know everything yet, but chill. You're doing what you need to do every day. Soon this will be done. And then once I do PR, that'll be 2. Like as long as I'm getting this stuff in my head, I really feel like the voice messages to myself while I'm driving is really going to get into my head. Kind of like how when you watch your favorite movie and you know it word for word. That's how it should be when you're on your drive listening to things. You should literally be saying the rules out loud with yourself, knowing the order, literally knowing the statement word by word. And I feel like, the flashcards help me get it in my head, my rule statements, but I feel like just hearing myself on those subjects all the time will have it become like second nature, like more like a pop quiz and just me saying everything out loud. But I'm gonna do my voice messages, my voice recordings to myself after I get through what I need to get through today. And I'm not like rushing myself to finish these flashcards by a certain date, but I'm just being very like cognizant of when my exam is and how far along I am for each thing. This is how I'm doing it. And hopefully everything goes smoothly, guys. I'm just trying to give you a lot of tips because I know after I do my property video, I'm honestly going to disappear from YouTube because I need to lock in on the bar. Because I have a foundation, but I need to make sure I can do it every day. And making content, it's not that like it's a bother to me, but I just want all my mental energy to go into practicing and passing the bar. And then I just want to at least give you guys a foundation from essays of what I'm doing to MBE to help anyone's chances of passing be a little better if you struggle or you need to see somebody else go through it. And then what else was I gonna say? Because you guys know what I did for FBE multiple choice questions. I did what's the issue. You guys know what I did for Florida essays. I got essay statements, wrote flashcards out. You guys know what I'm doing for MBE, Adaptibar constantly. So and reviewing essays and hopefully writing them in the end. I feel like everybody does it differently about how they practice in the end. Some people start writing essays from the beginning. Some people I know told me they did like at the last 2 weeks 5 essays every day to drill it in their head. So I feel like it just depends on how you need to retain information in your head. Just know at some point, I hope you start writing essays, whether that's at the end, you're writing them every day and you have everything in your head and that's why you're practicing, or you do it sporadically because you know you need to space it out. You figure out what's best for you. This is an individual exam. The bar could feel a little lonely because you really have to rely on yourself the whole way through, but just push through every day. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for staying on the journey with me. And one thing I want to say about contracts that is more of a little bit of a struggle for me is that I kind of learned contracts as like mainly common law. And I did learn a little bit about the UCC, but you learn quickly when you start doing MBE questions and essays, it could really be UCC. You might be like, oh no, common law is more important. No, it could really be a whole UCC Article 2 essay. So make sure you know both. It's really important to know both. And it's easy to get confused between the rules of both because there is a lot of different rules for merchants or for the Article 2 and things like that. So you need to be on the lookout. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment something that you're doing during your bar prep that you think will help somebody. As you know, I don't have all the answers, just showing you my journey. And make sure you subscribe for real. Legally Naya. Legally Naya. By the way, I just recorded my con law rule statements and it was only 21 minutes. This is proof that you can literally listen to that anywhere you go. On a drive, 20 minutes, you do that every day to go somewhere. Literally make those voice messages, because I thought it was gonna be like an hour long, but really it's only 20 minutes. And you can learn so much in 20 minutes on every single drive, anywhere you go, and constantly drilling something in your head.